Hi, so my name is Miranda Thomas, and I'm dressed as a Georgia Tech fan, as you can see, and I just happened to be dressed this way when I got a minute to do this video. I wanted to talk to you about my first experience on a mission trip. I wanted to tell you about my first trip to China. Um, I had never wanted to go to China, never thought about going to China. Had no desire to go to China because, I knew it was a communist country and I just didn't really care to go. And, but I was sitting in church one day with my husband and I opened the bulletin to see what the announcements were, and I saw an ad. It said, "Would you like to teach English to high school students in Southeast Asia?" And I thought, no. And it's like the Holy Spirit in me said, yes. And I thought, no, 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 no. So I just kind of ignored it. And the next Sunday, I came to church and I was sitting in church. And again, I was reading the announcements, and there was an announcement, and it said, "Would you like to teach English to high school students in Southeast Asia?" And I said in my heart, no. And again, the Holy Spirit said, yes. And I remember leaning over to my husband and telling him, I think I'm going to China. And so that was my first trip to China. We were teaching high school students. It took a long time to get there. Oh, mercy me. It took us 24 hours to get there. It was a 14-hour plane over to Beijing. Well, actually, we had to fly to California and then fly to Beijing and then fly to Nanning. Then we had to take a 6-hour bus trip from Nanning down to where we were actually teaching. And then when we got there, we had to get taxis, and these taxis were like little matchbox cars. They were so tiny, and we had so much of our teaching materials and everything. So it took quite a few taxis to get us there. So we got in bed at midnight their time, and on Sunday, and was supposed to be up on Monday morning at 8 a.m. at the school, ready to teach. And I remember when we were walking into the school, and we were dragging our bags behind us, and we were totally exhausted. And I remember when we walked into the room exploded in applause and roaring and cheering. And they were so happy we were there. And it was just a shot in the arm we needed. And it was really awesome. And I learned that the Chinese people are precious, precious people. And they have a team mentality. Americans seem to be independent. They're more of a team. And I remember I was doing the music. We had 8 teachers, and of course, in China, you're not allowed to share the gospel, so we had to talk in code. Like, instead of saying Jesus, we would say J. If I said to you, I'll pray for you, I would say, I'll talk to Jay about you, and things like that when we were in public places, like in restaurants and things like that, because, of course, missionaries, it's not legal to be a missionary there, and we didn't want the missionary to get kicked out. So we had to be careful. We couldn't openly proselytize, but we could share our experiences. And so that's how we did it. That's how we did tell them about Christ. We told them about our favorite holidays, Christmas and Easter, and we got to explain, what it was about and what it meant to us. And we were able to just share from our experiences about our faith. And it was an awesome trip until the very last day. And then the very last day, we got ready to leave, and the missionary came back. When we first got there, they took our passports, and they told us that they were not correct, and that we would need to send them to or give them to they don't call them the police, but the place there, and they were going to fix them, and by the time we got ready to leave, they'd be done, and then they'd give them back to us and we could leave. But on the last day, we said goodbye to all the students, and we went back to the hotel, and the missionary came and said, they did not finish your passports and they will not let you leave. So that was tough. And but God used that to teach us that we are in his hand and that he is going to take care of us. And so we wound up spending 2 extra days there. We missed our flight, and but we were able to finally, they called somebody in to fix our passports so that we could leave, and we were able to get a flight into back up the 6-hour ride to Nanning Airport to Beijing and then home. And I remember saying, during that time, when they wouldn't give us our passports back, and we were feeling kind of stuck there and didn't know when we'd get to leave, I remember saying, if I ever get home, and I knew I'd get home, I thought, I will never go back to China again, ever. And I went back 3 more times. The Lord kept calling me back there, and what he taught me from those experiences, from those trips, was that he can be trusted. He showed me what he is doing in souls around the world in every kind of circumstance you can fathom or imagine. And he allowed me to be part of that and allowed me to see that and experience that. And he taught me that he can be trusted, that he is almighty, all-knowing, omnipotent, omniscient. He can take care of me. And I was never afraid while I was there, because I knew that God called me there and that he was going to take care of me and bring me home. So that was my first experience. And I'll leave you with one time I heard a missionary speaking, and I remembered her words, and I thought it was so smart. She said, I never got a calling from God like he never whispered in my ear. I never saw a burning bush. And trust me, God doesn't usually speak to me that way either. She said, but I realized that the last thing that he said to us on earth was go tell it. Go share the gospel. So I think that you should prepare to go, but be willing to stay. And so that's what I'd leave you with today. So thanks. Bye.